pretty cheap. You don't need much to do it.
No.
I looked into seeing if you could use an iPad to edit it. You can run it from an iPad, but you can't edit it from an iPad. So.
Okay, Ashley, I think we're winding down there. Welcome. We want to welcome everyone and call our service to order and call to worship, I guess. We don't have any little ones here today, so Sherry's a little one. We'll move right on to Brother Matt's back there. Maybe he's gotten here. Brother Keith. All right, we'll get them come in. We'll go ahead and just take our tithes and offering and get that done. There he is. There wasn't any policeman or anything pulled up behind him out there, was there, Keith?
No, but I met one coming up.
Well,
so he must got away.
if he's running late, you never know. He's probably speeding or something. All right. I lose track on who prays, but Matt, I'm going to ask you to this morning.
Heavenly Father, we thank you.
Yes, God.
This morning, we thank you.
Thank you
for everything you've done in our lives.
Each and every one that's here, Lord, I give you praise.
I just ask you, Lord, to bless this offering and bless this service in Jesus' name.
Amen. Announcements. Today's our Brookdale service at 1:30. Now let me take just a minute or two to make sure. Everybody may not understand exactly what's going on with that. But Brookdale Assisted Living Center, you guys probably know where that's at. It's the first light back toward town, first stoplight, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, the first one. You turn left and turn right there in front of the convenience store, and Brookdale sits right in there. What we do on the third Sunday of the month, there's a small group of us that goes. Now we've had several big groups that's went before, but we go there and we sing them songs. It's like a mini church service for them. And one of us, me and Brother Lance, Brother Landon, Brother Randy's done it. Several men here have done it, and that's always open to you men. If you feel like you have a little short devotion you'd like to give those people, that's their church service. See, they don't, most of them don't get out to go to church. So we go to them and we sing some songs and we do a little preaching and we give them daily breads and little gifts at times and different things we try to do for them. One of the most touching services is when we had our youth service when Van Buren came up and brought their youth, and we took, I don't know, we had 15, 16, 17, 18 youth there, 20. And they surrounded those people and they loved on them. And they love young people too. But you can be a part of that if you choose to be. This is not for just a selected group of people. But what we do on those Sundays is we kind of get together on the phone and we bring a little something to eat up here so that when you get out early today around noon, well, you didn't get that, did you?
I did.
So now if I hear a whole lot of amens and stuff, I may let y'all go at noon. But Sandra did. She's on it. She's on point, that Sandra. But listen, we just go back there, and that way we don't have to run downtown and try to get something to eat. We just throw some things together. You're welcome to stay with us anytime you want and go over there to Brookdale with us. 1:30 to about 2, a little after 2, 2:15, we're usually out. And it is a blessing, I'm going to tell you. Not to make you feel bad and not to push you into it, but if the Holy Spirit leads you, you are welcome to be a part of that. Okay, and the other thing is, our youth service, I scheduled it on our calendar, but we're gonna cancel it because it's the holidays this month and probably maybe next month. And we've actually got to do quite a bit with the youth this year. So we're just gonna take a little bit of a break there and see maybe what the Lord has in store for us here in a couple of months from now. Our Wednesday night Bible study is Why Me? It's a little, our next little lesson there is out of John chapter 7. And actually, that's going to carry through about 2 or 3 chapters of John, that why me? Sometimes we want to ask God that question. And I think God would answer that if we ask Him. But our opportunities to serve is we're still looking for men and women to help with making comforts for Mexico and the poor. That can be men or women if you want to do that. See Sister Sue, Sister Sandra. And Gerald, do you have something I need to tell them about the Mexico?
Well,
Yep. 30 days, right?
in about 30 days, we'll be taking them, or he'll be coming to the house to get them.
Okay. So, Sister Gerald and Brother Gerald, I got it. Brother Gerald.
We want to call his sister today.
As long as he go into the right restroom, we won't worry about it. Brother Gerald and Sister Sue has always been committed to doing quilts, making quilts, and the ladies here help with that. And they put shoe boxes together. We've got to participate a few times with them on that. Toothbrushes, toiletries, just anything, socks, anything you can imagine that someone that's very poor. Yes, Sandra?
We do backpacks, actually.
Okay.
Shoe boxes.
Yeah, they started doing backpacks here a few years ago. Started it with shoe boxes, but they would fall open a lot. Backpacks, you can get more in.
You can get a lot more than backpacks.
Yeah.
They've
So,
been doing backpacks since I've been
Right.
involved. So it's been a lot more than a few years.
yeah. Oh boy. Okay, so here we go. If you want to participate in that, that's another thing that God, you open yourself up for some blessings from God, right? Grab a backpack, see Brother Gerald till Sue gets back with us. He'll have a list there on what you can put in that backpack and fill it up. So do that if you want. And he'll be here, Brother Mark Cole will be here in the next 30 days. They usually come to Gerald and Sue's place and pick up all these and they trailer them to Mexico. I've been to Mexico one time. I was working here for this church when we went. And the pictures out here in the hallway, that's our trip to Mexico. Brother Quinn, my youngest boy, went with us there. And it was quite an experience. People do live in pallet homes. You know, the pallets you store stuff on, they take those pallets and they make a house out of it. So I've seen that firsthand. It affected Quinn so much that he took his shoes off and gave it to a child. Run out of shoes and we didn't make it to the end of the road, and a little Mexican boy run up there, didn't have no shoes. I probably shouldn't tell it. He wouldn't want me to tell it, but I tell it. He took his shoes off. Of course, they was Nikes or Reeboks or Under Armours, I'm sure. And he took his shoes off and gave them, and he went barefooted till we could find him some shoes. So, quite a deal. But if you want to look at those pictures in the hallway, that's where that come from. All right. Assistance children church workers. Hopefully in our prayers, God will expand us to where we're going to get our children back in church. We want to put some people to work on that. Sister Sandra especially on a children's church. And if that grows, she'll need some help. And also, naturally, when new families come in, we're praying for some new, younger families too. Not that we don't love our more mature families, but the future of the church is in our younger generation. And we're going to look for assistant nursery workers and all those things that go along with that too. Prayer request today is, of course, if you're watching any of the major news channels and all the debates and all the rebates and everything that's going on, please be in prayer for our leaders in our nation, right? Yeah. That our nation wouldn't be divided. We don't need another north and south, do we? So I'll be in prayer for that. Okay, do we have any birthdays or anniversaries? Anyone? One other thing too, Sister Tammy's back with us today. And Randy's driving's greatly improved since she's come home from the hospital. I think the ride on the road is still a little bit tough, huh? Feel every little bump and everything in the road, but we thank you. I want to read something that she wanted me to read to you. Both of them did. Thank you for church family. Thank you for expressing God's love in such a thoughtful way. This is from Tammy and Randy. Thank you for all of the meals you provided. What a blessing they were. But most of all, thank you for the many, many prayers you have said for us during this challenging time. They were felt, appreciated, and answered, and we are forever grateful. May the Lord bless each of you the way you have blessed us. With love, Tammy and Randy. So, right, we're going to continue our prayers for them, and we're going to continue that, extend that way beyond this for God's will to finalize and to come to light in their lives. Yeah. So we thank you for that, Tammy and Randy. Let's greet one another with a smile, a handshake if we can find one.
I don't know what number we are. I think it's 569 maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. All right. mic's not on.
Yes, it is.
Is it not up to her? Okay. I can't hear her. All right, start again. Say it.
Are you ever running with the boat of care? Does a possibility hold you there? Capture many blessings every now will find, and you'll really see as the days go by. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God has done. When you look at others with their lands ungrown, take their classes while the shoe is down and flown. Count your many blessings, money cannot buy. Your reward will happen when you're home on high. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God has done. So amid the conflict, whether great or small, do not be discouraged, God is over all. Count your many blessings, angels will attend, help and comfort give you in your journey's end. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God has done.
Amen.
Amen.
All right. Number 693. What a day that will be.
It's a good song.
There is coming a day when no heartache shall come.
Amen.
No more clouds in the sky, no more tears to dim the eye. All is peace forevermore on that happy golden shore. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day that will be when my Jesus I shall see, and I look upon His face, the one who saved me by His grace. When He takes me by the hand and leads me through the promised land. What a great, glorious day that will be. There'll be no sorrow there, no more burdens to bear, no more sickness, no pain, no more parting over there. And forever I will be with the one who died for me. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day that will be when my Jesus I shall see, and I look upon His face, the one who saved me by His grace. When He takes me by the hand and leads me through the promised land. What a day, glorious day that will be.
Amen. All right. Our last number is 230. 2:30. And then we've got, the choir's got a special after that.
We do.
Yes.
I didn't sign up for that special.
Julie, sure you're ready.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed.
Verse 4.
The millions more.
Verse 4.
Through many dangers, toils, and sins, I have already gone. 'Tis grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less things to sing of praise than when we first begun.
All right. Now we're going to sing special number 56 in these books. They're right there behind Landon.
Thank you, ma'am.
You said 56? Number 56, yeah.
Are you sure that's the right?
Huh?
56?
56.
Thank you, Lord, for your blessings, okay. Didn't sound like what we were singing earlier.
As the world looks upon me, as I struggle along, when they say I
write down, what a day that will be, page 693 somewhere, so I don't forget it. All right. Well, I'm gonna give you a sermon here that the Lord's gave me.